Great to see you.
Good to see you, Max. How are you? Kay and Max, thank you so much for having me at your gorgeous house in Roswell. You know, this is my husband's favorite house.
He drives by every day.
It's not on our way. It's not on our way, but we sometimes cut through here.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. So thank you for your time and letting me highlight this unbelievable house.
You are welcome. We love to share it.
So this house, I can see why now that I'm in it. It was in the y'all were on the Roswell Women's Club town tour last year.
And
Last year.
Yeah, we were supposed to be the first year, but then COVID hit.
Right.
So they had to cancel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It goes on and on. I love the town tour. What I love about this, though, is that I'm getting into your perspective on this property and why you did what you did. And what I love, too, is that y'all are from Roswell. You've lived here 20 years. 20 years. In fact, you lived across the street.
We did. We love it.
You lived literally across the street on Fowler Street.
Yep.
What made you move across the street?
We liked the lot.
Yeah.
We loved the neighborhood. We did not want to leave. I mean, this is one of the first neighborhoods that we've ever lived in that we knew people on the street. You know, so many communities, you just don't know your neighbor. And certainly down the street. But we knew everybody. I mean, our ladies have a book club, affectionately known as the Wine Club, but it's really a book club. And we just didn't want to leave. We were in the middle of our grandkids. One lives in Cobb and the other in Johns Creek, and it's just a great location.
So with this property, when you see how large and expansive it is, I just think to myself, like, what does this have? Because I know what this house has that I might need, but what does this house have that you needed from living across the street and now moving here? What did you create here?
Space. We enjoy our grandchildren, and we have a pool, which we've never had before. And so that was an amenity that, granted, I didn't know there was as much upkeep as there is, but nonetheless, it's been great. And so really just at this stage in our lives, we've been able to enjoy the space, and I enjoy working outside, and there's plenty to do outside, so yeah, it's been great.
And we needed something on one level that we could live on if it came to that. And, bigger shower doors so you could push people in if they're in a wheelchair. And we just needed to be on one level, but have access to what else we needed, because we like to share. And people come into town, we like for them to stay with us, you know.
So you needed a one level. How does someone with a vision of a one level, and you told me this, you wanted no lot lines, so you wanted low maintenance, everything.
Right.
So how does someone go from going to wanting a one level ranch to a 3-story massive, not rose garden, but botanical garden?
Yeah. It just kept growing, it just, look what we could do. And your imagination just got away from itself. And we just, kept thinking, wouldn't that be cute? Or wouldn't that be nice? And, if you're going to do this, then you need that, So, and I have an elevator. So I have access to every floor. So if I ever get to where I can't do the stairs, I can still get there.
And you're on the main level, so y'all use this space, but then your family, when they come, or guests, y'all entertain quite a bit. They're on the upper level. So that's a smart way to use the space when you have your family come over.
Yep.
And then the third level, that was your game room.
It just kind of came
afterthought.
It was actually going to be storage, totally. But we said, this would really make a nice game room. So, and again, grandchildren and entertaining, and it just
We had a
made
pool
sense.
table in storage.
Yeah.
that we were going to just get rid of because we didn't know where we were going to put it. And we went, a pool table.
So that's something that you did so well. The whole house, it's something I want to talk about. Like, this is a new house. It's brand new, and yet it feels so like generational, right? There's so much thoughtful history here. It just feels like it's been around for a long time. How does somebody do that with a brand new house? How did y'all do that? Because you put stuff in storage. You have to collect things, or how did that all come together?
You get an Aaron and a Christy. Aaron, who really and truly I gave him some pictures, and he came to the office one day and he had all my pictures on one side, turned the board over, and he said, "This is what I think you're telling me you want." We never changed one thing.
Never change it.
And then I would be out shopping and looking at things, and then I would send a picture to Christy, and she said, "If you love it, I will find a place for it." And so I ended up with how many storage units? 7 maybe or so. So we just kept going and going.
Oh, it's a labor of love, and you can feel it, and that it is a love for you. The other room that I love is above the garage. Well, pool house. There's a pool house, there's pool area in the bottom, but then it's that that apartment suite that you have above the garage.
Right.
So what was your vision with that? Because that's brilliant, and it's gorgeous.
And true, we thought, okay, I went through this with my mom, and nursing homes were just so expensive, and sitters so expensive that, we thought we could hire people to take care of us, and as we get older, to live over there, and then we can stay over here, and you can put me in the shower, roll me in my wheelchair, and shower me down, and put me by the swimming pool and dry out, and we're going to be happy campers that we can stay at home and not have to go to a nursing home or something like that for about the same price.
Well, and that's true when you're talking about having a place to live. When you add that to the mix, because if it's just apples to apples, it's questionable.
Right.
And then you've got that amazing quarters up there. It's gorgeous. So
Yep.
I'll be moving in, by the way.
All right.
Okay.
Anytime.
Wow. So favorite rooms of the house. I have mine, but where are yours?
Well, this area that we're in right now, which is open to the kitchen and we call it family room, is where we spend most of our time, and it's very functional, very accommodating, roomy. It's got a lot of space, and we can keep our distance, I guess, but yet be still, useful and mindful of the space.
Well, and when I walked in, it felt huge, but it's not that large, but what it is, the ceilings. The ceilings are 22 feet high.
Yeah.
That's really the wow.
And because of that, you could be standing in the corner in the kitchen talking to a group of people, cooking or whatever, and if you're sitting in the living room, you really can't hear what they're saying. I mean, you might hear it, but you can't understand it. So it flows very nicely outside. Parties, the doors can be open, and people can be all over at Christmas time when it's cold. We have all the heaters on outside, and there'll be people sitting out there. The fireplace is going, and just enjoying the different spaces. And you can even go around to the hall, and there's a couple of chairs you could camp out in, and have some personal conversations over there.
Which is where you go. You love that
I love
area.
to drink my coffee over there where all the plants are. But my favorite room, you're going to think I'm weird, but my favorite room is the pantry. I love it. If it had a TV and a chair, I would close those doors and block out the noise and take a nap.
So I'll rename that into a scullery, because
Okay.
we're seeing pantries morph into more working, which is exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gorgeous with your pink Smeg fridge.
Yes.
Which, by the way, you need to keep rosé in that. That's my recommendation.
Is that okay? Good.
It's your rosé fridge.
Yeah.
And then, so talk to me about the plants, Max, because this is your game.
Well, I'm not a great expert. I just try
You
to
are.
water them, and not too much, as they say.
But there's no
we-
dead
we
plants in
enjoy
your
them.
house.
We
They're-
enjoy them.
They could be on their
Gorgeous.
way, but I don't know.
We like color, and thankfully here in Georgia we have
We do.
really 4 seasons, but more warm than cold, and we take advantage of that. You haven't asked, but we do have a greenhouse that was planned, and that helps store some things, some plants that, particularly the ones that we keep out on the patio by the pool and all
Oh,
that.
I went in there. Those plants are, they're in some care. They're getting better.
We hope so.
Oh.
This past winter's, the frost was really tough on even plants in the greenhouse, believe it or not.
The only way a plant ever gets thrown away is if he's not around and I go to get it and go, this is not coming back, and throw it away. I mean, he hates to give up on a plant, you know.
So what's your routine? I mean, how do you carve out a day, 2 days? How do you
To take care of them?
and keep up with which one had water if they don't need it as often?
The watering you do, I try to just do it one time a week, so it's the same time. And it doesn't take that long to water the inside plants. The outside plants during the summer, we have a sprinkler system, and that helps some on the ones in the ground, of course, but the ones that are in pots and so forth, we have to kind of, gauge it by the amount of rain or lack thereof that we get, and then water accordingly. We have a good friend that comes and helps when we're gone to water stuff, and he does a great job and very caring and meticulous, so it gets done.
So you mentioned Aaron and Christy, your designer. Aaron, really, you gave him a vision of like literally Pinterest pictures of things that you wanted, and then you didn't change anything.
Right.
What were those pictures of, and what is the style of this house, and how did he wrap it all together?
That's a good question. Country, French, Mediterranean, maybe? I don't know. What do you think?
I see a lot of just it's not old world old, but just it's very like European. I don't know, European.
To me, it's more country, but that's just me. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think the openness and the different stations that we have here in the kitchen and all that work towards that type of...
That's what it is. It's casual. And you told me that, Kay, you've got grandkids.
Yes.
You wanted them to love this house and not worry. And so that was big for you. So that makes...
And that reminds me of something that to a person, anyone that comes here, will come here and say, this house is so comfortable. And that is a description that they will always say, we felt good, we enjoyed it, we felt comfortable here.
And you wanted to make sure all the furniture was real durable because, you didn't want to have to worry about
Right.
it all.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really, really smart. It's a labor of love, and I cannot thank you enough for letting us tour the whole house. Pan rooms. I mean, you brought me into rooms I didn't expect you to allow me
I
into.
wanted it to be a surprise.
And now I don't want to leave because all the wine collections, I didn't expect that either. So maybe we'll plan another day together.
Yep. There's so much, we could talk forever.
We could.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again. This has been
Thanks for
a
having
pleasure.
us. We enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Enjoyed
Glad you
sharing.
came.
Thank you.
Don't miss another video visit. Click to subscribe and have Behind the Curtain virtually delivered from our doorstep to yours.